short round. Step on it.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. Hold on to your potatoes.
From the 1984 film Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, that is Indiana Jones' sidekick, Short Round, young character played by Jonathan K. Kwan. If things were different, though, it might have been my next guest starring in that role. Nobu Adilman is an actor, a musician, a filmmaker. He auditioned for the part 30 years ago, and he is searching for others who also failed to land that role. Nobu is with me in studio. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Who is Short Round?
Short Round is Indiana Jones's sassy sidekick who just sort of goes through all the adventures with him, saves his hide, and is just a general companion to him.
Why would you want to go back to that failed audition and try and find out who else was in that room with you?
It was such a defining moment for me. I'm just fascinated by what happened to all these people who at one point had the same dream as me. Where did they end up? How do they look back on this experience? If they had the opportunity, would they audition again?
If you auditioned, or if you think you know somebody who was part of that audition, you can contact him on Twitter. It's at Short Roundup. We'll put that handle up on our Twitter feed in just a moment, at Metro Morning.
I don't think I've ever gotten over the fact that I didn't become Short Round, because that role represented so much more than just that movie. It was a whole career as a Hollywood actor. I had never had a role model who kind of looked like me on the big screen. And I think that that's what's so interesting for me to revisit this moment, is that I want to find all the people who could have been Short Round. We all share the same idea that we could have been that guy. How did you first hear about this audition for the film?
I read it in the paper.
So this is the reason why we're here, okay, right here. The ad that was placed in the Toronto Star, this was the audition call.
Raiders of the Lost Ark 2. Looking for an Oriental boy. Very funny. Must be athletic and streetwise.
Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm athletic.
Streetwise, which you weren't.
Absolutely not.
I'm a kid in Toronto. How am I ever going to be in an Indiana Jones movie? Well, this is the only way, right? It just seemed like the universe kind of providing that opportunity.
What did this opportunity represent to you, this audition?
Well, you know, growing up, being like the only Asian amongst hundreds, if not thousands, in my school, you get called the typical thing, chink, and, you know, this kind of thing. Ching, ching. You start getting interested in girls, you got to be popular. To be popular, you're going to be in the movies. And there's no way you can be uncool and be on the screen at the same time.
So on the day of the audition, in the morning, we had a hockey game. I'm playing goalie. I'm so distracted by thoughts of the audition. And not thoughts about what I'm going to do or anything like that, just thoughts that this is it, I'm going to be famous after this, really. And I think I let in 7 goals in 7 minutes. And that was the end of my hockey career.
I was totally delusional about this opportunity to be a part of Hollywood.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. Hold on to your potatoes.
I think what surprised me, though, was the sea of other Asian boys trying to clamor for the same dream.
Lots of Asian kids, lots of them.
Asian kids. Everywhere.
I'd never seen so many Asian kids before in my life in one room.
I went, whoa! I think my heart sank. I was like, this is gonna be impossible.
I think it was just like, holy shit, there's like a whole bunch of people like me.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually cool. Look at us, we all look the same. We all kind of have that weird top cuts haircut.
Would you characterize that as the bowl cut?
Oh, definitely, like a Lego character.
I was really confident. I was kind of psychologically, even at that age, kind of pumping myself up. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna get in there. As I'm looking at the room and seeing that these guys are all like shrimpy and nerdy and...
You thought you were gonna get it?
Honestly, as an 8-year-old child, yeah, I did.
Indy, I love you!
I flopped.
But actually, I think I read it and it was like, okay, Dr. Jones. and then leave. Very funny.
It was terrible. It was awful.
Indy, I love you.
The second I saw their reaction to my audition, I knew I wasn't getting the role. So I think I was in and out of the room in 45 seconds.
We had to go to a family dinner after that with like my aunts and uncles, and I remember telling them that, you know, I had heard that I had like an 80% chance of getting it. I remember that number very specifically, 80%.
So the film's come out already?
Oh, yeah.
And you still think you're gonna be in the movie?
Oh, no, I told everybody that I was supposed to be, that I just, because I, you know, was busy.
I walked home, and I remember walking and just shaking my head going, there's no way I'm ever gonna be a Hollywood actor. And it was like my dreams were crushed in that moment. And it was really sad.
I really wanted to see who took my frickin' part, who I could have been.
I thought Ke Kwan's performance was perfect. It was like a stand up in the aisles and cheer kind of thing. I thought he was great. I thought his accent was great, his delivery was great, his charm was amazing, the chemistry was perfect.
You make me pull. No fun. Play with you, no fun.
I thought, like, there's no way I could have done that.
That's how I felt. I thought there's no way. I thought he was perfect. They chose right.
I'm trying to find him, and he's actually really hard to locate. I was hoping that maybe you knew him or
don't, but
crossed paths
I
with
would
him.
shake his hand long and hard for sure, because he was instrumental in who I am today, for sure.
I'd like to ask him, why didn't we see you in further roles? Where did it go?
Dear Jonathan Ke Quan, back in '83, you got the role of a lifetime. So many of us auditioned and dreamed of what that experience must have been like. Now, older, somewhat wiser, still curious, I have many questions. We all do. Was it your dream come true? How did it change you?
I would love to know if he felt like I did coming out of his audition, that he had that 80% chance that he got it.
Did you get to wear Indiana's fedora?
How many girls did you get because of it?
Did the elephant stink? Did you go to dinner with Spielberg? I got $1 million.
Why'd you stop?
I sincerely hope you will accept my interview request. If you would like any more information, please don't hesitate to reach out.
To me, he was a hero. Yeah, he was absolutely a hero.
How many times have you watched this film?
Well, close to 1,000 times. Enough times that I broke the tape on the VHS.
If you look at my Twitter profile picture, it's an 8-bit version of Short Round that an illustrator did.
I wanted my pants to be shorter because his pants didn't fit. I was like, gosh, that's not a bad look. And the Yankee cap, I didn't even follow baseball, but Yankees were, okay, cool, I like the Yankees now.
I have the hat. You know, I got the hat, the official.
This is really a hat from the film?
We had so many questions, but Jonathan Ke Quan wasn't getting back to me. So it was time to hit the City of Lights and get some answers.
Hello, this is Nobu Adilman calling. I had sent an email with my interview request for Jonathan Ke Quan. I sent the email to you back, and I was wondering if you'd be able to reach him. Jonathan Ke Quan is open to chatting. Hoping to hear back from you as soon as you can. Thanks a lot.
Probably hiding in plain sight behind that door, or that one.
Does he not live in Los Angeles?
He lives in Los Angeles somewhere. He's a martial arts choreographer.
Hi, this is Nobu Adilman calling again. I'm still really hoping that Jonathan Ke Quan and Ellie can be chatting with my email is shortroundup@gmail.com. I'm around.
Ke Quan, where are you, man? Just give me a sign. Give me a sign. I mean, he's definitely somewhere between there and there. Like somewhere in between those spaces, you know? So it's fairly simple.
Hi there, it's Nobu again.
But maybe you lost my
Where
number.
the fuck is Jonathan
Once again,
Ke Quan?
it's great to talk to him. Where the fuck is he?
Thanks a lot.
Ke Quan was eluding me, but even if I couldn't find the guy, I found the guy who found the guy. Mike Fenton, the legendary casting director of Temple of Doom and a ton of Hollywood blockbusters, agreed to sit with me. I was one step closer.
But how long did it take for you to find Short Round?
Probably 2 or 3 months. This search was unbelievable. I went to San Francisco, Hawaii, New York, Kansas City, Chicago, a couple of other places. We would go through probably 250 or 300 actors per session. But there was something about him that was different from the other kids. I wish I could put it in words. It was a look, an attitude, a feeling.
So the character of Short Round has an accent. Did Jonathan K. Kwan have an accent?
Oh, yes.
So that is all his voice?
Yes.
It was that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so if that is K. Kwan's actual accent in the film, and we all recite the lines, is that wrong?
I don't think so.
I think it's ironic and a little unfortunate, that we thought that was funny enough to kind of tease other Asian American kids with that accent. And I always wondered if that was an instruction, or did I not fit the stereotype that they wanted to see on the screen enough? Maybe that's why I didn't get it. I don't know.
What could I have done to get this role? What did I do wrong?
Well, it's not what you did wrong. That's the thing that is so hard for actors to understand. It's just that Ki Kwan had it in him. Ki Kwan didn't have to do anything more than just be Ki Kwan.
Maybe I did have it in me to be Short Round after all. I had to put myself to the test one more time, and I knew just the place.
This is seriously what I would have felt like if I was in the movie. This is the thing. This would have been it. This would have been my life right here.
Like you got to stand at the side of a lava pit, and you got to see like some guy's heart was pulled out. It's crazy. And he went on the best roller coaster ride of all time.
There we go. How's it going?
Indy! Watch out! And you watch out! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Terrifying. That was terrifying. This is another reason why I could never have been Short Round. Because I'm so scared of that. Did you expect it to be so scary?
I cried.
That man cried. I didn't cry. Therefore, I'm better suited to be Short Round than he is. Does he realize just how he beat the entire world to become Short Round? And that he got to live the dream of so many kids? You're like a Short Round scholar.
Yeah. I mean, I was obsessed with it. Obsessed. That obsession drove me to continue doing this. I thought I could do it, and I thought that as time went on, Hollywood would be more diversified. Okay. In some ways it is, some ways it isn't.
The role of Short Round, it does become one of the first Asian roles that isn't horribly stereotypical. Like I said, there's Mickey Rooney in Breakfast and Tiffany's, or the Long Duck Dong later. You don't get to another principal performer in a movie that is not played for laughs for a long time for Asian characters.
I keep telling you, you listen me more, you live longer.
It feels like kind of a small thing, and it also feels like a funny thing. You auditioned for Short Round. So many Asian kids got their first opportunity to have access to something way outside of their experience, regardless of the fact of whether they got the role or not, which they didn't. It's so valuable.
The audition, I think, for me, was the start of sort of having a consciousness of what your Asianness is, that there are all these other people out there and that you're not the only one.
It meant there was no limits. Like before, there was no one to look up to in that regard.
And that's what we're talking about when we talk about representation on screen. It's like the opportunity to be in a legitimate world of experience for filmmaking. What does the Asian community have to do to level the playing field?
Don't give up. Continue to refine your craft. Continue to be that expert in front of the camera, behind the camera. Continue to create opportunities for each other.
I didn't find Jonathan K. Kwan. He either thinks this film is too weird, or he's just busy with work and family. But the amazing Short Rounds I met along the way helped revisit such a huge moment in our lives. K. Kwan, if you're watching this right now, we want you to know we thought you were great. More than 30 years later, we still think you're the best. More and more voices are fighting for diverse representation, and each one helps shift the landscape. Every opportunity ignites the dreams of thousands of starry-eyed kids. So hold on to your potatoes. There are a lot more stories to tell.
I wish I had one more shot.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
I wish I had one more shot. Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
You know what I should have done? I should have gone in there and said, Indy, don't do it like that. Like, be a little bit more Filipino. Wow! Holy smokes! Crash landing!
So you thought about that, about putting an accent on?
Oh, because we used to make fun of my grandfather because his heavy Filipino accent. We used to always mimic him.
Wow, holy smoke. Crash landing.
Now that I think about it, yeah, like I thought I could act.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. Hold on to your potatoes.
And I'm kind of realizing now I probably could never act. This is all coming to me now.
I'm not trying to butter you up or anything. You look like a movie star.
Oh, stop it.
You do.
Cut it out.
You do. You look like you're like super well groomed. You look like the Asian, like sort of half Asian rock.
Oh, God.
Dwayne Johnson, you've gotten that before, haven't you?
I tease my wife all the time that he's my older brother. With a little bit less steroids.
Action.
Can you smell what Short Round is cooking?